Let's get ready to fumble! Or not. Hopefully nobody fumbled you in the past and is coming back this Venus retrograde here overall. Hopefully you aren't fumbling your finances, your love, your pleasure, your material wealth, your intimacy, all the damn things, baby. So let's talk about Venus retrograde. We are going to be spilling the astrology tea in this video, and I'm going to be sharing some secrets with you based on what you need to know too. Overall, when it comes to Venus, everyone thinks love, 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 love. One of the biggest things that I think is so important, shameless secret, y'all, that you need to know with this Venus retrograde, it's also about your money, honey, okay? So we need to talk finances, we need to talk about love, we need to talk about pleasure, material gains. It is also the planet of self-worth and self-esteem here. So if you are new, what up? I am shamelessly sexy, Jackie Boo. I'm a certified sex therapist turned sexual confidence coach, and I use astrology as a tool to help people understand sex, intimacy, pleasure, turn-ons, turn-offs, as well as astrology and the transit planets of like what's going on and how can this relate to relationships and sexuality. So we will be getting into that. But first, I need you to smash that subscribe button and hit the like button and drop me a heart in the comments below. Y'all been really quiet on my channel. I know I am back. Guess who's back? Back again. Jackie's back. Share with a friend. Yeah. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Okay, if you don't like Eminem, cool. I know. He's getting some hate on in the past couple years, yo. But here's the thing. I am Jackie here, so we are going to get into this Venus retrograde. If you're new, smash the subscribe button. Seriously, help the channel grow, help support me. I do these videos. I've got no income this year, baby, so I am just like taking the leap of faith on YouTube here, which I freaking love. So thank you to all my returning subscribers. About 37% of y'all are not subscribed, so come and be a part of my shameless squad. I know you want to get the tea, and I know you're going to return anyway, babies. So let's discuss this overall. Let's talk about Venus. So this is the planet of love, pleasure, money, and personal values. It is your self-worth and your self-esteem. And it's kind of a planet that I think is underrated when people look to that specifically in astrology and looking at the psychological component of what sign your Venus is in and how that's going to influence your self-confidence, your self-worth, all these different things, as well as intimacy and pleasure. It's a very sensual planet here of just love and beauty and art and also money, material wealth, and values here. So when it's retrograde, when any planet is retrograde, if you are not familiar, it feels like things are slowing down or we're moving backwards in time, but it also can feel very fast and maybe even kind of chaotic depending on the vibe or whomever. So when Venus goes retrograde, let's talk about some tips on what to watch out for. We will go through astrology based on your rising sign. This is general astrology. I am not pulling up a chart. I'm not looking at all the other planets based on these houses that the rising sign fortune is in. I'm not looking at all that. So again, just take what I say with a grain of salt. You will have to consult your birth chart or go to stayshameless.com when bookings are open again. Book a reading with me. I would love to be a resource for you. But let's talk about this. We'll go through what you can expect, tips, as well as your fortune based on your rising sign. I invite you to check your sun and your moon too if you would like to. We are going to go through sex and intimacy and money, just kind of what you need to know, honey, in regards to that. And then I'm going to pull some cards out of my shamelessly sexy tarot decks here and my Astro Sex Oracle deck and my sexual self-care Oracle deck here. So if you're new, I use these a ton on my channel here overall, so definitely stick around for when reads show up too. So when Venus goes retrograde, let's watch out for this. Just general rule, love bombing specifically, like during this time, or people just over complimenting you and maybe they aren't even realizing that they're doing it, but it could also to like do that to you, to like try to gain something from you, because since it is like the planet of love, people would be like, oh my god, I love this, I love that, I love this, I love that, but they might have some sort of like hidden agenda with you to maybe get to your money, to get to your heart, and it may or may not be the best fit for you overall. Also watch out for ex-partner or a spouse. This could even be friendships, people that you did love, family members, just exes in general across the board that could reach back out to you. Pay attention to your dreams as well during this time, y'all. I had a dream last night and it wasn't even about me, but it was about how someone was in a marriage and they wanted to like reach back out to this ex or something like that, and then like they actually had like followed in me on social media and I had like, you know, a notification, but I have no idea how you would even do that, right? That like they followed me and stuff and looked at my page versus this person's page. So it's just really random. So anyway, pay attention to technology. That could be a sign. You could also have exes or family or friends, loved ones be coming through in your dreams too, because we do have the sun in Pisces. We have a lot of water right now just going on in the other parts of the astrology here just in general with the planets. And when a lot of energy is in water signs, specifically especially Pisces, your dreams, your subconscious, your psyches, your sexual fantasies, hidden mysteries, things might linger a little bit. Okay, and we'll talk about Pisces as well, but things can really influence you when it comes to like your future for love and money and values and possessions in life. So really pause on making any drastic changes to like your body, your hair, your aesthetics, your overall image, because Venus is this very, Venusian, like beautiful kind of planet where it does like to appear very gorgeous, very beautiful, very like the outer experience. It's like a vibe is the best way I can describe it. But when it is in retrograde, it's not the best time to really make any changes or anything like that. Also be mindful not to jump back into any relationships just because it's familiar or comfortable. Also, like they're telling me, talk about, the one message that you have in one of your other decks, which is just because they were good in bed doesn't mean they're good for your head. Okay, so just because they're good in bed doesn't mean they're good for your head. So don't get it twisted. Like just because someone's familiar, it can feel very easy, loving, even like ex-friends or family members or support systems. And it doesn't always mean like that person's going to stick around. Like I personally, y'all, anytime it's been a Venus retrograde or a Mercury retrograde over the past couple of years of my life, I paid attention to that. And a lot of times ex-friends are like reaching out to me and we haven't talked in like years. And then sure as shit, when I notice the retrograde is over, and if I have replied to those phone calls or text messages, I don't receive that back from them. So it's just kind of a fun little thing to pay attention to and test yourself and who your true friendships are during this time too. There could also be a lot of conflict over values or money if you are in a committed partnerships, relationships, whatever. If you're monogamous, polyamorous, polycube, poly square, just anything, right? So pay attention to any conflicts around values, possession, self-worth, or money. And this might also be a time where you want to be able to reflect on love and the relationships you are in, or even sexual partners, or even spouses or connections, or whom you share your money and possessions or resources with, or similar values, or like your relationships overall. It's a really good time to be able to like go through and kind of do a relationship assessment and also like money assessment and like just personal values assessment here overall. Okay. It's kind of like the vibe and energy of like, is this adding value to my life? And if it's a no, then it's kind of like if you need to purge or cleanse your home, it may be time to clean out the closets, get rid of it, before Aries season starts, right? Or just general things of people in your life here overall, like really taking a pause, not to make any decisions to let go of people during the retrograde, but maybe after, and kind of like just paying attention to people who, are moving forward in life with their love, with their goals, with their possessions, what are the things that they truly value, and are they acting in alignment with their values, or is there a discrepancy there? So there's a lot of things to reflect on, but this retrograde period is all about reassessing what we truly desire in love and money and self-worth here and intimacy. And so it can be a really great time for being around people who you feel good in group settings, with reflective time for relationships, revisiting past loves, and even sexual dynamics. It's a great time for healing wounds in love, as well as a great time for just revisiting any issues with love, intimacy, past relationships, money, possessions, values here, and rekindling passion by working on any types of sexual challenges, like maybe from the past, and doing that for yourself in order to have some kind of like healing work here with this, but not taking action like right away in regards of, applying that with a partner or a spouse or whatever. Like it's really about the self. Retrogrades are really about going within, figuring it out, and moving forward. Now, first off, we're going to talk about Venus retrograde in Aries, and then we're going to talk about when Venus is retrograding in Pisces here, okay? So when Venus is in Aries, this is honestly like feisty, fiery, impulsive reactions here. I'm not gonna lie, Venus doesn't do the best in Aries overall. Aries is a very go-getter, leader, impulsive, F it and find out kind of energy, fun, right? But not always the most comfortable in this sign, because they are very bold. They like to take the lead and they like to take action on things in life. But Venus is this very like soft and feminine open, flowy energy that just likes to slow down and enjoy daily delights, daily pleasures here. And that might also be quite difficult for Aries to slow down and to surrender to joy, and especially in a retrograde. So when we go through your horoscope based on your rising sign, pay attention to what house that is in when I discuss the fortune specifically overall, and how can you kind of incorporate more joy and pleasure and love, because that's something I'm going to forget off the top of my head, but I'm like, encouraging you to think about that now when we go through that specifically. And with Aries in retrograde in Venus, this is like in love and relationships, you might find yourself also like going after what you want with your full heart, preferred to lead rather than chase, for someone to come to you during this time. And this can also be with like multiple partners, if you have multiple partners or a spouse or in a relationship, like those types of dynamics, or even friendships too. And your emotions might also easily spark excitement in the dating world, which is fun, but that initial fire can really fizzle out. And so if you're not mindful, this can be something where it's like, I'm coming in hot, I want to date, I want to do this, I want to do that. And then like before you know it, you go on 2 to 3 dates with this person, you're like, I don't really know if I like them. And then you're like on the next date, on the next date. And then it's like, it's kind of like when you're on dating apps and then you look for the next best thing, the next best thing. It's kind of like that energy when Venus is in Aries, is one of the best ways I can like describe it. And so you might then feel kind of frustrated with love and your self-worth and beat yourself up. And so really, I don't recommend dating during this time. You're going to do you at the end of the day, boo. And just based on the astrology and based on like how the stars in the sky influence us, affect us, I would say it's much better to maybe invest in yourself and really focus in on your values, your self-worth, and maybe even go within to like seek counseling if you've been hurt in dating or in love, or coaching if you're trying to figure out how do I have healthier relationships, whatever. But this is something where you really need to prioritize balance during this time, and patience, rather than like event moments, I'm going to do this, that, whatever, and not be impulsive. So you might feel yourself or others maybe feeling also like they're inconsiderate at this time when Aries is in Venus here. And that's because we might just be quick to react instead of respond, quick to anger, quick to just say F it, like that kind of energy, which doesn't really make it the best time to date then, or look for love, or spend money on impulsive quick fixes. So pay attention to your spending, especially if it's like Amazon Prime, dopamine hit, whatever. And then before you know it, let's say you spend like thousands of dollars on Amazon or something when you're like, well, I wanted to actually do this retreat for myself in this future for my personal growth or whatever, or I wanted to get this, gym membership, and they have all these different types of group courses and classes and whatever that I can kind of do and integrate, and that's going to be better for my wellness, right? So it's really important to kind of figure out, how do you get most bang for your buck during this time, and to be mindful of impulsive dopamine hits as well. But this is something where it's better to focus around being a community of support and people that do love and support you no matter what, but also want to help challenge you and grow in the most beautiful ways that are life changing. So when Venus is in Aries, here's some things that you might be feeling at this time, like people overindulging or quickly spending their money erratically here, having money regrets on investments or things that you spent money previously on, anger issues with loved ones that you take pleasure in, strong feelings and passionate conflicts to really surface, as well as like lover spats or conflicts or quarrels can just kind of come up during this time. So you could see a lot of combativeness here. So this is something where it's like, don't match energies, like don't fight fire with fire. When Aries is in Venus, that's fire. So don't, give it back, because if you do prepare for the challenges, it's like, if you want to dish it, take it. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen kind of energy. So this is just a warning here. You may also just feel kind of like you have an inner critic, you are feeling low self-esteem, self-worth, beating yourself up during this time, and feeling difficulty doing things that you love to really stand in your power and prioritize these. You might also be taking back exes too soon, or you might see other people do that. And again, not just romantic, platonic, or starting a relationship way too soon and then potentially wanting to break it off right away. I laugh because I see that happen a lot with people during retrograde seasons here, especially Venus retrograde. So let's talk about numerology with this. And this is at the 10th degree of Capricorn in this Aries season. So Venus is going to be retrograding at 10 degrees Aries, but the 10th degree is a Capricorn degree, and it represents mastery overall. And 10s are really all about transformation. And that's what this Venus retrograde is really asking us to do, like go through this major completion of transformation and enlightenment that's coming in, and take back control in a situation and focus on rationality, a plan, and ambition here. And so it's really asking you to balance like leadership with a sense of responsibility and also combining independence and stability. And this is something to get very, very clear, because this is a degree of authority and clarity. So really completing different types of goals during this time could be slow, but this is like giving you the gift of time to go within and really think about these things one step overall, and maybe not needing to have so many goals and try so many things, because that is Aries vibes energy. They want something new. They want something to explore more. And it's kind of like with this 10th degree of mastery in Capricorn, it's like, how about rather than doing like 10 things you want to master, how about pick like 3? And how about then trying to like complete these 3 goals? And they don't have to be big goals or anything like that. You give yourself time not to have to complete all of them just through this like 3-4 weeks retrograde type of vibe, or 5-6 weeks, whatever it is, math, okay? Let's talk about when Venus is then going to go retrograde in Pisces. Let me take a sip. And cheers, water break fam. Also, let me know your signs in the comments below, because the more support I get on my channel, y'all, from specific signs, the sooner I do your readings. So yeah, thank you all for your tips and your likes and your subscribes and your donations too. Your tips and donations are what are legit getting me by. I'll make a separate video here. But anyhow, back to you, Shameless God. So when Venus is in Pisces, this is such a flip of an energy here, which I'm here for and I love. So it's going to be in, but I don't like that it's retrograde, obviously, okay? But it's going to be in Pisces from March 27th through the 12th, retrograding here. So this might really feel, we go from Aries, which is very impulsive. I need to date. I need to do that. I need to spend this. I need to go here. I want to do this. I want to like seek more pleasure and joy and delights and every single day lights and dopamine hit, dopamine hit, dopamine hit, right? And so then when Venus goes at its exaltation in Pisces, but it's retrograde, this is something where Pisces is really good in this planet energy, but then it may feel like a double like exaltation here. And it's, you know, when Venus is in Pisces, it is its most comfortable placement. However, when it's retrograde, it can feel like a lot is coming back all at once, like money, finances, values, material possessions, self-worth, love, intimacy, sex, pleasure, whatever. And so when it's Venus retrograde Pisces, it can still feel like things are also slow maybe in those areas, but also like this time does encourage us even more to be in the flow, because when it's in Pisces, it's a very soul aligned kind of spiritual energy and connection here. And so this is where Venus and Pisces is really asking you to get grounded and focus on your spiritual values during this time. It's not only about love and money and self-worth and intimacy and pleasure and sex, and Venus is the planet of really art and beauty and music, and it's a lovely vibe to it all. So Pisces, being that it's all about imagination, dreamy, mystical, the psyche, the subconscious, the dream realm here, this might leave us to, you know, the vibe of wanting to go inward a little bit more, or be around those more soul aligned community members or friendships that are just in our communities or that we're connected to and with. And that's pretty typically normal. This is like, for me personally, I would be like, I would love to schedule if there was like a sound bath that's like before your girl's early bedtime, because she's a Cancer sun over here and she's a crabby bitch if she doesn't get to bed early, right? Like I would totally do that, right? Because it feels like it's that more beautiful connection with people here overall that are on that like spiritual vibration energy, or just trying to be on like, you know, that spiritual adventure here in life. And so you might also be more inclined with these energies to do like dream journaling rituals, self-love rituals, beauty rituals, money rituals, or things you just take pleasure in. You know, expressing yourself through hair, nails, makeup, your outfit, your body expression here. You know, taking yourself out on a lovely date, that, or even doing that at home, enjoying that pleasurable cup of tea, that coffee, writing, enjoying like your space that you're in, lighting a candle, having a crystal present, like whatever it is for you, like that is this kind of vibration energy to really enjoy the aesthetics around you, but also like the spiritual connection to these things. And when it is in Pisces, though, it does come with a warning, though, because Pisces carries all other signs on their back because they are the collective energy, being that it is the last sign of the zodiac here. And because of that, their love is very big. It's so empathetic. And because of that, unfortunately, there can be a lack of boundaries. And then there can be kind of sometimes maybe trauma dumping, trauma bonding, different types of stuff. So I'll be careful about that in different spaces and places specifically as well. Just keep your eye out, but also people may be using you for your love, money, your empathy. And because Pisces has such a big heart, they always want to choose to see the good in most people. And then it can be something that they actually get taken advantage of. And then that's why they have to escape, or they want to escape, they want to leave, they don't want to be around so many people because it drains them. So it's really important to be mindful not to absorb people's energies during this time. Just observe, and not to, you know, spend money if you feel like, and give it to somebody if you feel like they aren't going to pay it back to you. If you're like, that's cool, I'll borrow this person money here, and if they don't pay you it back, like you could be losing out on some things with that here, okay? Or someone trying to like buy love for money, money for love, like that goes both ways too. So Pisces does have this tendency, however, to put people up on a pedestal, and then they're like, oh crap, I wish I saw that sooner here, because their heart is so giving. But it's about breaking that. So like, who do you need to break maybe potential relationships with, or stop putting people on a pedestal if they're really not in that light, you know, and that energy. And it's also about recognizing when this occurs and not allowing for that to happen, as well as not allowing for yourself to get taken advantage of here. And you could also potentially fantasize relationships, love, money, or thinking about like what you think they should be or look like at this time here overall. So this could also make you potentially vulnerable, or lead to like some disappointments in those areas where you might be like, oh my God, it's very dreamy, it's very big, it's very fun. And you might also find yourself reminiscing on past relationships too, but it might be in a sense that it kind of tricks you, and your brain kind of tricks you a little bit of like, should I take this person back because we had so much fun, and they're sending me this text, they're sending me all these photos, you know, they're discussing like the old days, or they're sending me something from childhood nostalgia here, right? And that could lead you to be vulnerable here overall, specifically taking people back when maybe that's not the best decision, especially during Venus retrograde. So it ends on the 27th, so wait until then to make decisions. And if you can, wait 2 weeks after for post shadow to be done with Venus. So you may tend to overgive this time, and you might find yourself potentially losing boundaries in relationships. You could also just feel very highly sensitive. This is starting in Pisces season as well. And this is also going to be ending in Aries season, so it's kind of like flip-flop energies with where the sun is. So just protect your heart while allowing yourself to have a soulful, very spiritual, artistic connection with relationships that go beyond the physical, and really tap into the emotional and spiritual intimacy. And then when it comes to when Venus goes back into Pisces, let's talk about the numerology specifically with that. So this is going to be at the 29th degree. This is an anaretic degree. This is like a mastery degree. This is a degree of Leo, which is all about like kings and queens and fame and fortune and status, and a highly karmic degree here, like talent, money from talent, stardom, regality, creative intelligence overall. And so this degree specifically represents the soul planet here, and how your levels of consciousness might be raising, but also what your mission is to complete here during this time. So when we talk about Venus going the fortunes based on your rising sign through what house that's in, I want to encourage you to ask yourself, what is the soul mission that you have with this planet at this time? Because it could have been something from the past. Retrograde is like reflecting back on the past. What is that for you? And how can you really move forward on that? But just kind of thinking about it overall. It's also represents like something that you just have mastered at this point in life, and something where it's like this energy is completed, like mission accomplished kind of vibe. This is a critical degree, and so it does urge the release of karmic cycles. And I've been beating a dead horse with this one on my channel, that this year is the year of the 9. So you're going to see people break up with people, friendships, family members, loved ones, the way they treat money, the way they treat themselves, their values, how they maybe were crappy to themselves previously, and building their self-worth and self-confidence and different things here. And so spirit, universe, source, astrology, and numerology is literally asking you to release karmic cycles. You may be like, what's a karmic cycle? What's a pattern that you've been in for maybe 10 years? Okay. Is it you don't have good boundaries with people? Is it you get walked all over in relationships? Is it you struggle with anger, the lack of forgiveness, and then your mental health or physical health is screwed? Or I don't want to say screwed, but like, not the best. Are you not taking control in your life? Are you feeling like, wow, I've been stuck in low self-esteem for 10 years of my life? My family members, I've been dealing with them for the past 10 years of my life, and this isn't the best family. Like, they have a lot of negativity around them. They're energy vampires, or what friends, or what things, like relationships with alcohol, relationships with substances, relationships with any form of addiction here. And so this is something where it can be very intense and transformative, and it's meant to be at this time. So even if you have a tendency of like saying, oh, I don't want to get sick, and then you get sick, like the law of attraction, and then like not using your words wisely, casting spells on yourself here, right, with like negative thinking or whatever, that could be an example here too. So when it comes to do's during Venus retrogrades and don'ts, that's what we're going to get into next. And then we will talk about all 12 rising sign fortunes here, and I'll kind of discuss that a little bit and what you can expect. So do's: reevaluate your relationships and assess what's working and what isn't here, okay? Reconnect with past lovers or friends if it feels aligned for you. Reflect on your self-worth and show yourself love. Like, you are number one at this time, okay? I'm number one. Like, say it with me. I'm number one. Like, put it in the chat, put it in the comments, put it wherever. Definitely, like, put the trophy down below too. Use that affirmation. Revamp your beauty or self-care routines, but just avoid any drastic changes with like hair, nails, any cosmetic procedures. Like, just don't do it for now. Prioritize quality time with family or with loved ones, and focus on your well-being first, and be upfront about your feelings and needs, and be open and honest with people around you, because if you haven't done that in the past, that's what Venus retrograde is asking you to do. How can I find more joy and delight in my life, and how can I let go of any karmic things from the past and master something here, okay? For a lot of people, that can be their emotions or just being honest in situations. Reevaluate your approach to love and assertiveness. Let's get some water. Okay, let's talk about don'ts. I recommend don't start like new relationships, dating, rekindle old flames, or make significant commitments. Date yourself during this time is what I gotta say about that, honestly. Avoid making any avoid making any drastic, even aesthetic changes, tattoos, haircuts, like we said. Don't let insecurity drive your decisions in love or finances. So don't let fear like take over you during this time, stress, anxiety, whatever, worry. Steer clear of any unnecessary drama or rekindling toxic relationships. Let them go, like Frozen, okay? Avoid quick decisions and moving too fast ahead, especially with impulses. And make sure you don't prioritize others over yourself and overgive money or time or pleasure or energy if you haven't even given that to yourself. So this could be something where someone last minute like calls you up and asks you, someone that you love asks you for money or something they need or something they want you to show up or whatever, and they think that you can just do it. It's like, okay, have you put your like airplane analogy, right? Have you put your face mask on first before you can help this other person? Have you done your self-love beauty ritual that day? Have you enjoyed a little delightful moment in the morning? Have you been able to ground down your energy here overall? Let's talk about this. We are going to start with Aries Rising, then we're going to go backwards, Pisces and everyone else too, and we're going to pull out the Astro Sexy deck, boo. This is my deck, y'all. I love using this in order to just kind of teach you and help you all understand a little bit about the houses here, specifically sex, love, relationships, all the damn things, intimacy here. And there's a red squirrel in my yard, so y'all might be seeing that too, but that squirrels represent balance, work, and play. I don't know what red squirrels mean, so you'll have to let me know in the comments below. Drop a squirrel emoji. So let's talk about this. Aries Rising. So this Venus retrograde, when it first starts in your sign, obviously it's going to impact your first house here. So with sex, intimacy, relationships, pleasure here, this is your ego, identity, and appearance. Who you are sexually. You may be questioning your gender identity or some things, or even your sexuality, who you are, and even like how you spend money, what your values are, what needs to be prioritized with self-worth. And it's then going to be going through your 12th house here overall, which is hidden. So Spirit Universe Source is asking you to bring certain things from this 12th house to life here. This is the house of mental health, subconscious, psyche, sleeping, dreaming here. And so you might be experiencing, some of you, a breakup, endings. There could be some hidden sexual beliefs that you need to work on, or something in the psyche with relationships or money or pleasure or self-worth here. Pisces Risings, let's talk about you. So Pisces, when it's in Aries, this is going through your second house, which is money, sexual possessions, relationship skills, sensual values, which is literally the house of Venus here overall. So you're really going to be able to question yourself, question how you're spending, question how you're loving, question how you're loving yourself, your self-worth, as well as any other partners here too as well. And then it goes into your first house of ego, identity, sexuality, gender, who you are in this world, your self-esteem, your self-worth, how you're spending money specifically, and what your values are. So that's something to really pay attention to. You might be buying, lots of items for appearance or things of that as well. So just watch out for any spending sprees on that specifically. Aquarius Rising, this is going through your third house first when Venus is in Aries retrograding. Your third house for sex, relationships, money overall. This is learning about sex. You might be thinking about relationships. You might be talking about this. You might be exploring some things a little bit more. And even like with the third house, you might be thinking about how to make money based on, writing, community. This is also a technology, kind of like social media house, more so than anything else. So you might be kind of reflecting on how to do some of that. And then it goes into your second house when it's in Pisces, which is money, sexual possessions, relationship skills, sensual values here. So you're really going to be feeling, this sense of maybe are there certain things that I really value, that I really want to be able to invest in here? Is there something that I want to explore more with sex, intimacy, love, pleasure for myself in order to prioritize me when it comes to maybe spending money? Because the second house is also about self-esteem, self-worth, whatever here. You might also be thinking about like maybe, okay, how have I, if I were to reflect back, maybe made money from different possessions or items or whatever. And some of your values just might be changing a little bit around money and material possessions overall here. Capricorn Risings, I'm one of you. So this goes through our fourth house when Venus is in Aries specifically. So this says feeling sexually safe at home, secure, soul connection, and comfort is coming. So this is something where you are really going to be reevaluating, potentially family relationships, issues, topics, generational curses, maybe trauma, maybe things of that sort specifically, and like needing to heal something specifically that could have happened in matters from the home, maybe childhood, currently, whatever. This could also be maybe healing something with finances in the home, a sexual connection, partnership, relationship. This is also about like beauty rituals for you being at home, and your aesthetics at home could also be changing here. You might be thinking about considering to like maybe reduce some things overall, really think about the style or the vibe of a home you want moving forward. For others of you, when it comes to like partnerships, relationships, this is like you wanting to have someone feel like it's a natural connection, like it's family, like it's chemistry, like it's someone that maybe you've known for, lifetimes here. Then Capricorn Risings, when it goes into Pisces, it goes into our third house here specifically, which is learning about sex, thinking about relationships, and really talking about this. So some of you might be learning about like sex, sexuality. You might also be learning stuff off social media specifically. When it comes to money, this could also be you selling some sort of product, tools, items, like whatever on online here. And this specifically for your relationships is something where within the third house, you could like potentially go back to a past neighborhood here and just really enjoy that community overall. This could also be something where you meet somebody from the past neighborhood that like you're catching up with from a while ago, or maybe even like thinking about, just past people from those areas could come through. It's also like aunts, uncle, nieces, nephews, cousins kind of household. So those are like kind of the relationships overall specifically. Sagittarius rising. So when Venus starts in Aries, this is going to be impacting your 5th house. So that is a very sexual house. It is the sexual hookup house here. Okay. So like I said, warning here, consent's key, boundaries. Just figure out whether or not someone from the past is coming back that maybe you hooked up with here. This could be also new romance coming in for you, but again, be mindful not to rush anything, or just feeling like there's childlike play or whatever. And maybe some of you are going to be getting pregnant during this time, or even fun energy as well. This could be something where this could also maybe be a child coming home for you if you have kids coming back into your life, whatever. Maybe news of, oh, I'm pregnant, and then like you get that news from someone out there and you're like, holy shit, I'm going to be a parent now, or something like that, right? For others of you, this is something where I would not be surprised if like an ex or something like that that you hooked up with, even if it was like make out, kiss, whatever, wants to come back around and get back into your life. They may also ask you for some sort of possession, money thing that they had here specifically, that could have been at your house, because we do have the 4th house, which is home, family, whatever. And this is going to be when it's in Pisces specifically. And so this is something where for you, it's important to really think about, Sagittarius, like, whom do you want to have connections with that you even want to allow in your home, your space, your place, your setting, whatever, that feel right, that feel harmonious, that feel healing, right? Just feel natural and really comforting to you here overall. When it also comes to money as well, there could be something with money that like maybe you're getting rid of stuff in the home, selling stuff in the home. Maybe there's something from the past that you get money from your house or whatever. So just pay attention to that. 5th house is also like luck house, lottery wins, whatever. This could have been like, oh yeah, I forgot I had this, scratch off ticket in my car and it was like this much money and I haven't taken it in yet and it's going to expire soon. Like something like that. Like, so money could be coming to you from the past here. So just pay attention to that. Scorpio risings, when Venus is in Aries, this is going through your 6th house specifically first here. So this says working hard in relationships, prioritizing time together, sex, self-improvement here overall. This is all about your routines. So Venus retrograde is asking you to go back, really think about past routines that really worked for you, that you love, to have some joy, some delight, some pleasure here as well. This is also, if you are in a relationship, this is a time to maybe really reflect on how can I kind of show up better for my partner or partner's spouse here, whatever your relationship looks like. For others of you, this is also potentially trying to prioritize like money talks, conversations with significant others. 6th house is also coworkers, colleagues kind of energy vibe. So I don't know if there's something around a coworker that might be coming back around or something of that sort, or maybe money from a past job that you had potentially coming back around, or maybe someone at your place of work that you love, because Venus retrograde is like love here, trying to like take your bonus here. So just pay attention to that. Like, I used to work in a career where like we got bonuses or whatever. I have no idea if like the one time I could actually bonus, because I was a temp, I was a recruiter, and someone was basically coming to me and they were like, well, oh, can you even make bonuses if you're a temp? And I'm like, well, if our temp workers can out on sites, this is the only way I can bonus within. So yes, this is my bonus. Okay. So it's something like that kind of energy could happen overall. So just pay attention to that specifically. Then when Venus goes into Pisces, you got it going through your 5th house here. So you might have some sort of ex, hookup, F-buddy, friends with benefits come back around. This might be someone who you've seen in the past here. This could be also romance of an ex coming back in, or someone from your childhood here specifically that maybe wants to like hang out again. Maybe you had play dates with them growing up. Maybe, again, play. Like this could also be BDSM and kink kind of energy, but it's like very fun. For others, you could be getting pregnant. Congratulations. Or there's also something where like with a child that you might be dealing with specifically, you might need to be, shelling out money for an activity, an event, an unexpected bill for a kid here, their health, their wellness, whatever it might be overall. But 5th house is also like luck as well. So there could be some sort of like, luck that could be coming in specifically with money from something that you did from the past here. So just pay attention to that overall. Libra Rising, this is going through the 7th house of you when Venus is in Aries here, okay? So this is your long-term partnerships, business partnerships, marriage, commitment, and this is really sharing and pleasure with others here. Money could be coming to you from something that you did in the past through a committed business partnership, whatever, a collab, something where like another company might have hired you on for whatever sort of reason here. This is also maybe potentially like an ex-marriage coming back around here and trying to reconnect with you because maybe you have, some sort of document, some sort of legal contract, paperwork, divorce, finish up or whatever. Or for others of you, this might be contemplating whether or not you actually want to get married, like moving forward and in the future here with people as well. For others of you, this could have been like a long-term partnership relationship that you had that you might consider trying to take back here. And this is also just getting out there, like Spirit's asking you to have fun, like go out there, enjoy sharing and pleasure with other people during this time, the house of relationships here specifically. Then when it's in Pisces, it goes back into your 6th house of coworkers, colleagues, services given, health, pets, routines. You may be thinking about getting a pet, investing in something like that. You may be thinking about, your physical health routines, also like your day-to-day routines when it comes to joy, love, beauty, pleasure, sex, self-improvement. You might be working really hard in any relationship, partnerships during this time here. This is something where you could also get money back from a previous job or whatever that you might have been in, or maybe like a coworker owed you money and they're like, hey, here's that $20 for like coffees the past week or whatever. Keep the change and like you get a little extra bonus here. For others of you, there could be something from like, the previous like 6 houses, also like physical health, like some sort of unexpected bill that you could have, or some sort of thing that you're like, oh, I didn't realize, I thought I paid for this, whatever, and then it just pops up here overall. Virgo Rising, this is going through your 8th house specifically when Venus is in Aries. So this is like sexual mysteries, secrets, even relationship, love, secrets, activations here, maybe kinks. This is also like death, rebirth, transformation when it comes to the relationship with yourself and your sexuality and your love and your pleasure, your possessions, your money here. So this might be, a time where you might be trying to release and get rid of some of this stuff. You might be transforming your finances. This is other people's money here. You might be getting gifts here from something from the past overall. This could be investments taking off. This could be stocks taking off. This could be something that you don't realize just kind of goes overall. This could also be something where money is going slow, but maybe after the retrograde it comes in specifically. I don't know why they're saying after, but okay, we'll see. So you'll have to let me know. Keep me posted, okay? But this is something as well when it comes to love and relationship, sexuality here. Like you might be exploring and sharing, sexual secrets with a partner, spouse, loved one overall. And maybe it's like you can't go back to this old version of whom you were. And this is this transformation of like death of one sexuality, birth of a new one here. You could also be giving birth, maybe potentially too, because it's like rebirth. I don't know. Maybe you're trying for kids if you've had a miscarriage before or whatever. Not that that's like the miscarriage house or anything, but it's just something that is coming through as I'm channeling and talking about this here overall. Then when it's in Pisces, Virgo risings, this is in your 7th house of committed long-term relationships, partnerships, marriage, sharing and pleasure with others. So this is a time for you when it's in Pisces to be around those really soul-aligned, connected people in the community here. This could also be taking extra time with a spouse, a person that you married here, or that you're in a long-term relationship with, and like go out on dates. Prioritize this specifically. If you're single, this is like going out and having fun with like friendship, community members, people that are like those very much so like soul-aligned connections, like we community kind of vibe, like energy, everything like that, with this being the we house of the 7th house here, okay? So this is asking you to have a lot of joy, a lot of fun here. You could also be getting money back from like some sort of business or some sort of money that was owed to you through a partnership as well. I'm going to get some water because this is a lot. Let's talk about you. Leo rising. When Venus is in Aries, this is going through your 9th house first and foremost. And then when it's in Pisces, it goes into your 8th house here. So when Venus is in your ninth house, this is going to be higher education, sex vacations, maybe meeting someone while traveling. This is also like your beliefs, your philosophies, and really kind of figuring out and considering like what are the things I love? What are the things I value? What are the things I enjoy? What are the things that I like really possess during this time here with this ninth house energy overall? And this is kind of really thinking about how much money you want to maybe put into said values or those said belief systems, or maybe higher education. You might be putting some money into a course of learning or a study or whatever, or maybe contemplating this decision here overall. Some of you might also be contemplating a trip and like doing that and like spending some money on it overall. Congratulations if you are going on vacation. Let me know where you're going in the comments below. For others of you, this is like when it comes to love, sex, intimacy, pleasure, it's like you meet people through traveling, learning different cultural experiences during this time here. This is something where it might be if you do go on trips or vacations, or just even like in your, if this is long distance trips, vacations, whatever, this might be also maybe someone at a distance, like long distance coming back, and you may be like shocked, awe, surprised they could be coming towards you here as well specifically. Then it goes into your eighth house when it's in Pisces. So this is sexual activation, secrets, mystery, sharing kinks, death, rebirth, transformation. This is other people's money. This could be people investing a lot in you, taking you out on dates, taking you to places, spaces, whatever. This could be something where with that eighth house, exploring your sexuality more and really being like slow. And maybe if you aren't in a committed partnership or relationship, this Venus retrograde is gonna be really good for you to explore this more. Not only this Venus retrograde, but then like to have this continued momentum afterwards too, to like go within. What is it that I like? What is it that I enjoy? And like maybe make some of these secrets and mysteries come to light for you to know. So it could be like an aha moment around sex as well, or just maybe even money specifically on like how do I like, maybe make money, like how do I crack this code here overall. So it's very interesting energies like eighth house when you think of Venus there, because it's other people's money as well as it's love and self-esteem and self-worth and just taking pleasure in you, and you might be doing that during this time specifically here overall. Ugh, I hate it when my tank top shows my bra strap. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. Cancer rising, let's talk about you. So when Venus is in Aries, this is going through your 10th house here of career, public image, persona, everything like that along these lines. So this card says sex at work, meeting someone in your career, life purpose, achieving sex goals. So when it comes to Venus specifically being very sensual, very pleasurable, very joyful, this could be a pleasurable connection that does come in here overall. You might also, benefit and get some sort of money from the past of some sort of work endeavor that you did. This could be a payout that has just been like pushed off. Again, this could be tax money too, specifically just with career setting. We're at tax time, at least where I'm at in the world here overall. And you could also just really find this like sense of renewal in what it is that you love doing at work here and really taking pleasure in your work during this time. I really don't feel like for a lot of you this retrograde, so sorry Cancer risings or sun or moons if you're watching this part, I really don't feel like this is going to be the time of love for you if I'm being honest. I feel like this is the time of you really being career driven, career oriented, just based on where this is landing in your chart specifically of the 10th house. And this is you really achieving lots of goals here overall. This could also potentially be going retrograde back to somebody that you met at work, a hookup, a friends with benefits, a fuck buddy, whatever here. And this might be kind of like a spiritual test if you're like, I know this person was not good for me. I can't do it, right? Like I'm not going to eat where I shit or whatever, right? So just pay attention to that, Cancer. But this is more so like a very career driven, this first half of Venus retrograde. And I really think it's just falling in love again with the work that you're doing and falling in love again with yourself, with the work that you're also doing on yourself. Then it goes back into the 9th house when it's in Pisces. So very spiritual energy. This is that soul mastery time here for you to really think about what are the things that I've mastered. And you might be taking a course, you might be teaching a course here because this is the house of teachers specifically, 9th house. You could be going back to school for higher education, investing in that, or even like a sex vacation or a vacation travel, meeting someone while traveling too here overall. For a lot of you, this is like that spiritual, philosophical kind of values and belief systems here when it comes to love, money, pleasure, sex, and intimacy and relationships. And so this is like a very inward, like spiritual kind of vibe for you, Cancers, when it comes to this retrograde. It's really like a lot of you energy, and I see you really working on yourself here overall. Gemini Rising. So when Venus is in Aries for the first part, I think you're going to really like it because 11th house here, which is all about wishes, dreams fulfilled, but it is also, so there could be some sort of money dream or wish or some sort of thing that's granted during retrograde that you had made from the past ago. Or maybe this is also going back through your money goals, your money wishes, your money manifestations, as well as like this is more so a wish house of community, like friendships. How can you get there? Through your communities, through your network, through your relationships. So this card also says new sex friends, relationships, partners, aspirations, and community connections here. And this card is number 11 here. Okay, so it's like manifest it. Okay, take time and maybe like really figure out what it is that you do want when it comes to sexual connections, when it comes to love, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to money, and who can really help you get there in the future, and then maybe taking action on that kind of goal after the retrograde. Then it goes into your 10th house of work when it's in Pisces here. So this is going to be very emotionally fulfilled work here, watery, flowy, kind of nice energy. Your work might be slowing down during this time, which is not a bad thing to just kind of, enjoy your life purpose. You could also meet someone in your career or just achieving sex goals. If you do, really talk to partner, spouse about that overall. This is also thinking about, 10th house, like what it is that you love and what you are doing with your work and your livelihood here. This could also be something where you might be making some sort of money overall, something that maybe is paying off, or maybe some sort of bill you have to go back to that's coming back around now during this season. So just take what resonates with you. With retrogrades and money, I always feel like they go back and forth. It's like, oh, you had this bill that you had to pay off here or whatever from this far ago, and you only had this much off, like remember, like it's going to land at this time. But then other times I find that like depending on the retrograde, it's like money owed to you from the past. Like, so I really take it, how it resonates for you. Then last but not least, Taurus Rising. So when Venus is in Aries, this is going to be in your 12th house specifically. So the subconscious, the psyche, sexual fantasies, dreams here, things that could be hidden, especially with love, money, sex, relationships, intimacy here overall. And so this is about you taking care of your mental health, yourself, and your self-worth, and really investing in that in particular specifically, as well as you maybe needing to break up with bad habits, addictions, things that are not good for you anymore, relationships. There could be some hidden sexual beliefs that just kind of like come to light here overall. And for some of you, this might be like if you are, later on in life kind of exploring like sex at that point in time in life and how that kind of changes, or loving yourself at that point in time and how it changes, and your relationship with money at that time and how it changes, and like your values, and kind of doing like a life review a little bit of like how this has changed maybe from 10 years ago. And then when it's in Venus retrograde is in Pisces, this will go through your 11th house here. So this is your wishes, your dreams. This is your community and your aspirations and your goals and everything like that, your partnerships. You might be meeting new sex friends, things of that sort. There could also be like a sex friend from the past that could come back around in your local community, or connections or groups of people. And it's kind of like, you might have a friend who may be like, oh my God, I want to introduce you to this person. You may be like, oh my God, that's the person I was going to tell you about that I like hooked up with or whatever, and like we're done, or it was awkward, or it wasn't my favorite, or we're not a good connection, right? It's like that kind of vibe and energy. So it's really important for you when Venus is in Pisces in the second half to be around those really nurturing, caring, loving, empathetic supports during that time within your community here overall that really want you to, chase after your goals, your dreams, your hopes, your aspirations with love, with money, with intimacy, with pleasure, with self-worth, self-esteem, everything like that overall. Let's talk about some self-care tips and some important reminders, and then we will pull like some tarot cards for this. So important reminders or self-care tips, like pamper yourself during this time with a lot of nourishing, feel-good activities here. Explore therapy, coaching, self-reflection exercises to help with relationship patterns. And when I say relationship patterns, I mean, what is your relationship pattern in love? What is your relationship pattern in pleasure? What is your relationship pattern in money? What is your relationship pattern in self-worth? What is your relationship pattern in sex, right? So you want to be able to explore those things more. Spend time with art, music, or creative hobbies to just really express yourself and your emotions here, and make sure you set clear boundaries, okay, in relationships to protect your energy, especially the second half here overall. First half, make sure you like soothe any impulses, meditate any anger, any upset, any like Aries fiery passionate energy. Self-soothe, breathe. When it's in Pisces, when Venus is in Pisces the second half, boundaries are your besties, okay? And then some other important reminders: avoid those impulsive decisions. Don't rush any major relationship choices. Be open in communication and really upfront with others and your feelings and your needs at this time. Make sure you are prioritizing your self-love first here. There's no shame in the self-care game, y'all. I say it all the time. So prioritize your well-being and self-worth to make this like a big transformative period, to make sure you do have that joy and that delight and that mastery when it is at that 9th degree, or the 10th degree, of mastery, first go around in Capricorn, and then at the 29th degree, like after, when it's in Pisces, when it goes retrograde. So just really pay attention to some of those themes here overall. Let's go through a tarot card reading here out of the Shamelessly Sexy deck here for, sex, relationships, love, pleasure, self-worth, and we'll see if money comes through with this too for my beautiful collective. So again, let me know how you resonate with your rising sign horoscopes, or your sun or your moon, even your Venus if you're watching that too here. And we will pull a 3-card spread with the overall energies here, but definitely drop me a comment below if you like this video. Definitely help the channel grow, because I will do more reads, because that's how I get by, doing all the reads, working on YouTube, everything like that. So what does my beautiful Shameless Squad collective please need to know about Venus retrograde? Thank you. First card out, Hanged Man in Pisces. Oh my gosh. So I love that. So this is about you sexually letting go. Some of you might be exploring your sexual fantasies. Pay attention to your dreams. Like I said, BDSM kink, being tied up, but this is also sexually pausing to reflect on things in relationships, sex, love, money, pleasure. You're going to have some sort of like spiritual insight, some sort of like epiphany, aha moment, and it's going to be really good for you. And you could also be Pisces here. So if you are, happy birthday. 8 of Pleasures. That's 8 of Pentacles in the upright. Very beautiful. That's this mastery kind of energy. And this, couple, they're in a relationship on this card, is the way that like I decided to have it together. So do you want to be able to write that person a love note? Do you want to go down memory lane with them? Do you want to get over, or do you want to open up your scrapbooks with them? Do you want to be able to focus and prioritize, for those of you in committed partnerships, working on your sexual self-care? So make sure this says a lot of sexual self-care has been done to maintain this person. Love language, reliable, devoted. Cute. So you could also have a Pisces coming in maybe after the retrograde season, though I'm feeling. You could have a Pisces coming in now. But this is something where once Venus is done in Pisces, going retrograde, that might be potentially when you have Pisces come in or explore some of the stuff more. But for others of you, like, also look at any types of like love letters that people have given you in life. What have they appreciated about you? Any notes, any birthday cards, any things like that. Or even text messages, or just whatever, because there's a lot of like messages on this card, and that can be really good for you and like self-love here overall. Okay, what else please for my beautiful Shameless Squad? We have King of Desires in the reverse, which I actually really like this energy that it's coming up, because it just confirms everything that I said. Don't rush into anything too quick when it comes to relationships. Don't feel like you have to jump and be in relationships so fast, or relationship hop, relationship hop, relationship hop. Don't feel like you have to date, and just go. A lot of you are lacking sexual confidence, and this is the time for you to work on it. Work on your healing, work on your feeling, everything like that. For others of you, you are lacking some sexual confidence when it comes to sex specifically. For some of you, it's money. For some of you, it's love. For some of you, it's just like, I don't even know myself. So it's like, know thyself energy before you burn out and fall flat on your face. For a lot of you, you're struggling with the E's and the O's. If you know, burnout, or you might be mad that sex just isn't happening too much. And if you're single, like, I get that. Like, I've been single more in my life than I have been in relationships, and I'm in a committed relationship for 7+ years, and I'm grateful for my person, my partner. I love him, and I get it. When you're single, it's just frustrating and the struggle is real. So let yourself be mad, let yourself cry, let yourself heal, let yourself feel here. Okay, 4 desires in the reverse. This is breakups. This is inevitable this year. So maybe for some of you this can happen during Venus retrograde, but this is the overall energy. And this is what I was saying during this time, like 9, the year of the 9 here. Overall, you're going to see people being more independent, closing up cycles, cutting off people, breaking up with people because they're not in alignment with their money values, their relationship values, their love values, their intimacy values, just all these things here. And a lot of you might be letting go of a sexual partner. A divorce could be happening, or this is not the time to start a new relationship. And death card 44, you could be 44 here. This could be Scorpio as well. But again, lots of water here overall, and you needing to rebirth yourself during Venus retrograde, but no sexual or relationship like stability, if I can show you that. Okay, so there's false foundations here overall, and a lot of you might be coming out sexually, but setting sexual boundaries on this card, which I love, confirmation, and not tolerating less here. Okay, this is really wanting you to move forward with some of these things and go within. Like, don't gaslight yourself. High priestess, like I said, a lot of water, and then boom, Cancer card here in the reverse. You might need to heal any sexual regrets during this time. You might gaslight yourself when you know, wow, this partner is not good for me, and why did I even do that here? Just really heal yourself, really hone in, really give yourself some self-compassion and forgiveness and some self-love. You might be pulling tarot cards, doing crystals, but pay attention to your dreams again with the dream catcher in there. But really focus on building your trust here, okay? Top of the deck here, Ace of Ecstasy in the reverse. I'm telling you, like, if you can, don't go back to exes. Yeah, like, maybe this says delays in someone asking you out. This could also be not initiating a date, or emotionally unavailable, looping, they're scared, or they're shy to approach you here. This could also be you if you're not really sure what you want during this Venus retrograde. Babies, that is okay, okay? In the middle of the deck, Ace of Pleasures. There's one person in this card here. Get a massage, do what you want, take care of yourself here. There will be future brand new beginnings and opportunities. For a lot of you, money is what's coming during this retrograde, and it's much better than maybe love for some of you. So don't shoot the messenger. That's how I'm reading this, because that's like the Pentacle cards, and this is my Shamelessly Sexy deck here. But this could also be an opportunity where you're manifesting something more successful, prosperity, better sex, new partners, achieving goals, and sexual abundance is ahead. And this person might want to be close to you. They could also be giving you back massages, whatever. Maybe for some of you, if you're in committed partnerships, relationships, that could be nice to like play around with here overall. So let's shuffle out my sexual self-care deck. Let me know about how you all are feeling about this read. What does my beautiful collective need to know, please, Spirit? Okay. Aromatherapy, yes, get grounded here overall specifically. Use different ones. Put these in your home, your bedrooms, or any place that you might be having sex, because this could enhance like your libido overall. So this could excite you. What else? Game. Maybe have fun. Play a game here overall. For those of you that are with partners, whatever. And funny how we had the Ace of Pentacles, and this card is like all the aces, and this one's like the Ace of Hearts. So again, I feel like love will be coming in the future. So don't delay. Like, act now. Supplies are running out. Like, that's kind of the vibe that Spirit just said to me. So don't get discouraged if you feel like you want to delay. Okay, you don't have to act now. Especially, don't settle for anything. Time for a sex game. You're being encouraged to think about what type of sex game you want to play. Get creative. DIY at home as well. Cribbage, Yahtzee, Scrabble, clues. Like, rewrite the rules for points here. And also be careful, because someone could be gamey here. Okay, be careful, Bo. What else, please? Thank you. Stressors. What am I saying? Work on yourself, your self-esteem, mental health, all the things. This card talks about if you're experiencing a lot of stress, it's more than likely you may not be having sex. Think through what your stressors are, how you can manage them. If you suppress, repress, project, push them away, or use any types of defense mechanisms, this could be a good time to seek professional counseling. Confirmation of what I said. When we feel less stressed, we're more relaxed and in the mood, okay? So seek coaching, seek therapy, seek counseling, whatever it might be, an expression. I felt this energy. Shut up and date time. Go out on a date with yourself here. What did I say? And do some different rituals. Like, you don't have to change up and dye your hair or your appearance or anything like that. Like, do your makeup, do your nails, wear those shoes, wear that shirt, wear whatever it might be, those pants that you like. So have fun and express. You're becoming more comfortable in your body, mind, and soul through expressing yourself differently. Right now, you might want to do something where you change up your appearance, have a glow up, express your sexual confidence around others, and you're building self-esteem. You could also be expressing your desires, wants, and needs, and what this, when it comes to sex, or slay is what this says too. And again, this is futuristic overall energy moving forward after the retrograde and date time. Take yourself out on a date. What do you do for your date times here, y'all? Like, what is it for you? For me, I get outside. It's going to be a walk. Like today where I'm at, it is cold AF where I live, y'all. And I'm recording this on Monday, February 24th. And it's typically like freezing. It's like 54. I'm going to go outside, take a break, take myself on a little walk date. Like, I love doing that. I love coffee dates with myself too. So make sure you're doing that. Some of you wash your bedroom sheets here for overall sexual self-care. And then we also have focus on, the P word. If you know, you know. There's no shame in using this word and what it might be like to say penis out loud. So make sure you don't shame yourself by not using the proper terms here. And some of you might be questioning your sexuality, but this is solo sexual self-care. Spend intimate time with yourself specifically here, okay? And a lot of you, the houses of the self, I would not be surprised. This is like first house me energy. And also this is going through Aries the first go round. So be gentle with yourself if you are exploring your sexuality more. Be gentle with yourself if you are exploring your gender more. Be gentle with yourself if you're just questioning, am I gay? Am I bi? Am I pan? Am I, on the gender collective, or not the collective? What's the word nowadays? Expansive, like, am I part of the gender expansive community, the queer community? Am I ally? There may have been signs or suppressed attraction or urges that led you to this point, and it's okay to question and explore your sexuality and gender, and they are fluid here. So remember that if you're questioning in general, and some of you might be stressed out about this specifically, so it could be really good to focus in on like some of that work during this time here. But again, solo sexual self-care and intimacy showing up here overall. Pay attention to any relationship red flags, green flags here as well. This is a deck of like 100 some, so I feel like we discussed a lot in here specifically. Okay, Shameless Squad, so let me know how you're feeling about this in the comments below. Yeah, mental health, I felt this. Like, take care of yourself and your self-esteem and your self-worth during this time and your values here. Yeah, maybe you need to explore your body a little bit more, your erogenous zones, and explore that, because it's not just one area or 7 like my girl Monica Geller says on Friends here. Not a thing, okay? Yeah, Page of Pleasure is in the reverse here. Careful of childhood friendships, people from the past. Earth sign energy coming back around, especially if they want to lie to you, manipulate you, or be immature, or they're trying to play you. I'm telling you, someone is playing you here. So just watch out for that specifically. That's double warnings here. Empress card in the reverse. Someone might lie about having a baby with you. Or again, for others of you, this is like the news of having a baby, unplanned pregnancy, use birth control if you can, lost child, miscarriage, or sexual stagnancy. Taurus, Libra energy. Just watch out for some of those things specifically here. In 8 of Cups, ecstasy. Know when it is the right time to walk away from people and have the confidence to walk away from any connections that are not good for you. You might be coming out and showing people how happy you are here overall too. So again, Shameless Squad, let me know about how you're feeling about this in the comments below. Did we like that video? This video, we did astrology, we did information, we did rising sign fortunes, and we did tarot for multiple decks here. So definitely support the channel, comment below, especially outside of the chat. It does help me grow, so definitely drop comments. Even if it's like, thumbs up, even if it's like, boom, your astrology sign here, even if it's just hearts, like, please help the channel grow here. This is the only only way that I am making income right now in 2025. So I would definitely appreciate that. Send this to a friend. Support me in being a part of my Shameless Squad. If you're new, smash that subscribe button, boo. And just let me know what resonates with you. All of that is completely free to you, and it does really help me as a content creator here. And I also make different types of psychic tarot read videos, channeled messages, downloads. So you're going to want to subscribe for the content that I have in store for you, because it's a lot of fun, boo. But as always, thank you all for your likes, subscribes, donations, comments, shares, everything. I'm so appreciative of you, and I'm so grateful for all of you, Shameless Squad. So as always, stay tuned for more and stay shameless.